Hi everyone. It was two or three. It was a young female came and a few months ago and sort of moved in, and she gave us three kittens. I don't know where the other one is. You normally sleep in the little female, but they're quite characters. Right. So something's really upset me. I mean, you know, we over the last few months we're doing our best to try and work as one big team out here, but we're having our problems. And mainly, we had a problem with the Maltese Frontex. And this has to be said. It was a week or so ago we had a boat in. Well, it was more than that, I don't know, 2 weeks ago we had a boat in, and there was a bit of abuse flying and everything else. And there's been other things happening with this group. Anyway, it was brought to my attention today. One of this group has put a statement on Twitter regarding the people here, and regarding the NGOs, the volunteers and people here, and the locals. I'll read you the statements out first. This guy is a cameraman for Frontex or something, I don't know. He's been in the military a long time and everything else, but a very arrogant person. So I'll read out his statement first. He said the targeting of Maltese military personnel is typically simple because they are foreigners who are assisting the Hellenic border control, law enforcement authorities and military forces. And underlined to that, there are several interests in the liberal camp who are stirred to do this by an incident involving Maltese soldiers when they were attacked by a Greek mob in a bar, and the AFM, the Maltese soldier guys, gave them a deserved thrashing. Instead, Frontex HQ was quick to step in and condemn without authoritative investigation, and denying a Maltese liaison officer en route to Athens from the same location to investigate a real-time in situ. The Greek do-gooders have thus an interest in showing up our AFT, this is Maltese Frontex, lads in a bad light. Don't believe all the trash and hype the local media sex up. Basically, all militaries are trained to treat all with a velvet glove with an iron gauntlet underneath. What were the NGOs expecting? The Ludo or Monopoly board games are dished out instead of the unrequested medical assistance. Easy for some civilians to blab noisily without having served in any uniform or sorts. QED. Plus, there's another statement under this one by the same guy. I have worked there for Frontex, producing their video documentaries, and so I know the modus operandi et vivendi of those major players on the ground, with all their many pluses and their flaws, from lacking funds or hardware. Fact remains that NGOs, not the law of the land folks, who are capable of handling security issues or situations. They persist in being wallies or plonkers. Call them what you may or what they deserve, all they can expect is an official snub and a boot up their asses. Okay. So, what we do what we normally do. You know, I've done in the past. I'm going to break this one down, you know. He says, a lot of the Maltese military personnel is typical simple because they are foreigners. You know, a lot of the NGOs are foreigners, and they are assisting everyone. There's a lot of foreigners out here helping, and the Maltese are not the only ones. And it doesn't mean to say that because you're foreigners you're going to get this crap. Okay. So, number two, the Maltese Frontex gave them a deserved thrashing. This just gets to me, because you're meant to be the professionals. You're the Maltese Frontex. You should have walked away from any, you're trained in fighting that. If you've gone in a bar with local people, yeah, you don't give them a thrashing. You're professional people. You turn round and you walk out the door. Yeah? And you don't gloat about giving local people a thrashing. Yeah? You are meant to be professional soldiers, professional border guards or whatever. And to gloat that you gave them a good thrashing, local people, I think is absolutely disgusting. Right, number 3, let's go there. The Greek do-gooders have thus interest in showing up the Frontex, the Maltese Frontex. Lads in the bad light. Why do you think the Greek do-gooders, as you put it, are showing you up? Huh? We're all out here, we're all trying to do our best to help. Huh? I don't think they're trying to show you up at all. I think, you know, when you go in a bar and you drink too much and you go in, well, whatever you do, and there's a fight lands, instead of walking out being professionals what you are, you gave them all a bloody good thrashing. I think you're going to have the locals turn against you. And that's quite obvious. Yeah? And basically, it wasn't all the Greek do-gooders. The incident you're talking about, there was a lot, maybe 80% of the people out there that night were medical staff, were volunteers and NGOs from all around the world. Yeah. Well, that early morning, I should have said. Okay, let's go on. You say all military are trained to treat all with a velvet glove and an iron gauntlet underneath. A velvet glove and an iron gauntlet underneath. So this gives you the right to beat people up, does it? This gives you the right to push people round. Yeah? No, it doesn't give you the right to push people round. You're employed to do your job, and it's not beating people up and abusing people either. Yeah? You're meant to be border control. And you think it gives you the right to beat people up because you got a uniform on. You disgust me. Right, let's carry on. Okay. You say it's easy for civilians to blab. A lot of NGOs and volunteers, believe it or not, have military backgrounds. A lot of people working for the NGOs and the volunteers are police officers. They're firemen. I know a lot of them. They're professional people. Yeah? You know, just because you put on a Frontex uniform, it doesn't put you above everyone else. There's a lot of professional people out here that are helping. And it doesn't give you the right to slag them off. Right. Let's go on. Number 6. From lacking of funds or hardware. You know, lacking of funds or hardware, God. You brag about having the funds and you brag about having the hardware, and because the NGOs and volunteers doesn't have governments backing them and giving them all this money, you know, you brag about it, that we have lack of funds and lack of hardware. Yeah? You're sick. Huh? God. Right, let's carry on. Right, you say, fact remains that the NGOs are not the law of the land. The NGOs are not the law of the land, nor the volunteers. And nor is bloody Frontex. Maltese Frontex is definitely not the law of the land. The law of the land here are the Greek government. You know, I'll put you right on that fact. It doesn't give you the right to come in here, beat people up, abuse people and insult people. Right. Number 8. Let's have a look. What do you got here? Okay. You say they all persist in being wallies and plonkers. So you think that people saving women, children, men, babies, risking their own lives by saving people like this, they're all wallies and plonkers, are they? There's only one wally and plonker here, believe me. And it's not the volunteers and the good people out here. Yeah. Right. So, and call them what you may, or what they deserve, they all can expect an official snub and a boot up their asses. Okay. So you think all people from all walks of life that have saved more people than the Maltese Frontex will ever do, or ever will do in their history, deserve an official snub and a boot up their asses. This is why the world's in such a state. When you have these arrogant thugs working for governments, yeah, doing what they want to do, yeah, I am pretty sure there is some sort of protocol for the Maltese Frontex, the same as all the other Frontex. Don't get me wrong here, you know, we've got some really good Frontex people out here, believe me. But when they start putting this stuff on Twitter, and they're bragging about giving locals a thrashing, and bragging about the lack of funds and volunteers have, and everything else, and their attitude towards volunteers and people that have saved a lot of lives, I think is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now, this is not the first time this Maltese group's been out of order. Yeah, something has to be done here. Personally, the group that's in charge from out of Malta at the moment should be bloody disbanded. Yeah, if this is the crap they come out with and they throw it all over Facebook, and not over Facebook, well, it's on Facebook now, but they put it on Twitter. Yeah, and if there is any disciplinary action, personally, this thug, this guy, this abusive person, yeah, it should be taken out on him that put this out. Yeah, we are all trying to work as a team out here. Yeah, and believe me, no one's better than anyone else out here. Any one of us can save lives. Any one of us can help a baby being born. Any one of us can do a lot of good out here. And because you walk around with a big camera and a big gun and everything else, and you're in a uniform, it doesn't give you, and you've got a nice big truck paid for by governments, yeah, it doesn't give you the right to abuse other people. Yeah, there's a great possibility things are going to break down and it's all coming again, you know, and I'd like to see everyone out here all working as one big team. You know, there's a lot of professional people out here, and believe me, most of the professional people out here are volunteers and NGOs and really hard working people that are out here day in, day out, yeah, working. And plus we have a lot of Greek people out on the ground here doing a fantastic job, saving lives, a lot of fishermen saving lives, and yeah, a lot of farmers saving lives, and a lot of them have seen a lot, and a lot of them have had their bloody livelihoods absolutely destroyed. And when you get an arrogant guy like this coming onto Twitter and giving all this abuse, it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Shame on you. And shame on the Maltese Frontex. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope this is dealt with, because it's absolutely disgusting, and the Maltese Frontex needs to give the Greek government and the Greek volunteers and the people here and all the volunteers and NGOs here an official apology. Yeah. You disgust me. All the best, everyone. Bye.